In today's video, Conscious Consulting shares some tips for real estate agents to use on Instagram. All right, so thank you for joining everyone. In case you don't know me, my name is Andrea Wilson. I am the broker over at Brickhouse Realty. And today we're doing a training on Instagram for real estate agents. As real estate agents, one of our major things that we have to do in our business is market ourselves and promote ourselves and use the technology that's available. And one of the things that makes it really, really nice is that we have a couple tools through social media, such as Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, where we can actually market and build a brand for ourselves for free. So you can definitely put some dollars behind that to help grow your brand. But really, initially, you should be using these tools, building your profile. And so we have a pro with us today. If you guys are not following Conscious Consulting on Instagram, you should, because she gives you the tea, right? All the time on her feed, and I would highly suggest even scrolling back to see the information that she's put out there. In fact, she's actually helped me with a number of tools from my ebook to creating some templates for me. So thank you. You want to introduce yourself to everyone, Shala?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I am, like she just said, the owner of Conscious Consulting, and what we do is we work with individuals or organizations to help turn ideas into action steps. This is a really fancy way of saying that we do the research and behind the scenes work to help you to put those things in action. But today, I am going to be focused around assisting you all with being able to really maximize your Instagram and be able to use it to convert into sales and buyers and connecting with your audience effectively. This is not going to be like a traditional training. This is going to be a working session. So definitely make sure that you have your notebooks out. I'm going to show you a lot of things about plotting out your content, answering some questions you have about social media, and really being able to assist you all so that you can hit the ground running once we finish here. Okay? All right, so I can dive right into this?
Yep, go right.
All right, perfect. So the first thing that I want to address, I know. So many of us think that when we get on Instagram, we're like, I don't want to do this. This sounds like a whole nother job and it's just too much and yada, 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 yada. I get it. I've been there. Until you start making money from it, that benefits you like a second job. It is a pain in the butt, okay? So this at no stretch of the imagination is going to be a full look at all of the bells and whistles of Instagram. I want to be able to provide you all with the basics of it so that you can monetize it and use it effectively, okay? There's going to be a million things that you are going to hear about social media, and there are a lot of strategies that work. This is not a one-size-fits-all model, but these are things that I have found to be effective for myself and for our clients. And so that is what I'm going to advise you guys off of, okay? If at any moment you all have questions, do not hesitate to unmute yourself and let me know. All right, so the first part of understanding Instagram is to really know what it is that you are offering your audience. So even if there are a multitude of things, focus on what is that primary thing that you do. And so before you can go any further, I want you guys to really take a good reflection of what is the primary thing that you do. I get, is it that I get CEOs inside of $1 million homes, or I get like, what is that thing that you do? And I want you to really shorten it up into one sentence that makes me want to say, oh, wait, let me check out this page. All right. So that's the first part of it is you want to capture people, and you're going to capture them inside of that bio that's right in your profile. So if you all are new to Instagram or just starting your Instagram page, definitely make sure that it is a business page and it needs to be public. Okay. A business page and it needs to be public. Now, for you all, for real estate agents and anyone that's in the real estate space, it's a very unique space as far as social media. And that is that people are going to not only buy into your expertise, but they're going to buy into your personality. They're going to buy into your lifestyle. They're going to buy into who you are. So it's okay to incorporate more than just houses on your platform. And I think that's one of the things that I love about Andrea's platform is you're going to be able to see her family. You're going to see some behind the scenes. You're going to see things that she's working on. All of those begin to help to really build up that credibility with your audience. They want to see that you're a real person. Okay. So, of course, the first thing that I want you to acknowledge and make sure that you are revamping or redoing however you need to, your profile picture needs to be a picture of you. Not a house, not a logo, you, okay? A picture of you, a well-lit picture of you. Even if it's just your face, just a picture of you for your profile. And then your actual description in your profile, something that captures them and allows them to see from just that short aspect what it is that you do. They should be able to see what you do and who you do it for. All right, you guys still with me so far?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So the next aspect of building out your social media, especially as we're related to Instagram, is the aesthetics of the page, right? And that's the part that kind of trips up everybody. Like, it doesn't look the way I want it to look, and I want it to look a certain way, and I see this one page, I really like it, I want it to look like that. I am going to super simplify this process because I do our content on our page, and I am not a graphics person. At all. At all. Okay. So the things that you want to focus on is you want to choose 1 to 2 fonts. That's it. That's all. Now, if you have some kind of design background and you want to use multiple fonts, by all means, go right ahead. But if you're like, I need this to be simple, I need it to be clean, I need my page to look nice, choose 2 fonts. And if you're not sure where to choose your fonts from, you can go to a website called dafont.com. 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 And there's a ton of free fonts that you can choose from. Make sure that all of the fonts, both fonts that you use, are easy to read from a distance because people are going to be looking at this from their social media, which 9 times out of 10 is going to be on their phones. Okay? Now, once you have your fonts, the next thing that you want to focus on is what is your color scheme? What are those colors that you're going to be using? And if you're having a hard time choosing your colors, or if you are thinking like, oh, I want to choose, I'm going to use pink because that's my favorite color. Choose a color that is going to stand out for your audience and be able to create for them those emotions that you want them to have. So if you want your audience to feel that this is an elite service, okay, then usually that is like a silver, a black, or chrome, platinum, like those types of colors usually give that type of a feel. If you want it to be very eco-friendly, then I'm sure all of you all started to think of greens or blues. So think about the type of feel that you want them to have for your brand, and then identify 2 to 3 colors. All right, so we've got our fonts, we have our colors. The next thing is start to create a mood board with pictures. So if you like to paint the story for your customers that they are finding like farmhouse styles and really kind of like focusing on woods. If that's kind of like your thing that you really like, then create a mood board with different images from houses that look at. If your focus is a lot of windows, even I know that you guys are going to cover a lot of different properties, but just as far as you, the things that you're attracted to. And you're going to use that to guide the types of posts that you're putting up. So do you usually highlight the countertops? Do you like to focus on family areas? All of these things will help you to be able to create a mood board. And that mood board should just kind of drive the type of images that you post or use on your page. Now, as far as now, how do we put all of these things together, right? You're going to use one or two apps that I recommend. The first one, if you're on a desktop and you're doing your designing your content, is Canva, Canva. Canva.com is a great platform for you to be able to create templates. The best part about Canva is you're going to be able to upload those fonts if they're not already in there. You're going to be able to search for those colors right inside of there. And you can use any of their pre-created templates to be able to create your aesthetic. Stick those colors, those fonts, your page is going to be very, very consistent. The last thing, as far as the look of it, is decide on some type of a pattern that you may want to see on your page. Is that every third post is a darker color? Is that every third post is an actual picture and not a template? Is it that every other picture is not a template, it's a regular picture? Whatever type of pattern you would like to create, begin to decide on that. And when you add all those things together, the aesthetics of your page looks a lot better. Anyone stuck on that? Are you guys still rolling with me?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, perfect. Okay, so outside of the aesthetics part, okay, let's talk about the back end of it, the meat of it, of what on earth do I actually post, okay? It is unrealistic to think that every day you're going to be able to think of a post and deliver the post to your audience. If you are able to do that, I commend you. That is incredible. You are superhuman and abnormal, okay? But for most of us, okay, that's what leads to you getting frustrated, feeling like you can't do it, overwhelmed, and feeling like Instagram is too much. I suggest doing a content dump, okay? So this will take you at most 2 hours. What you are going to do is you are going to create 6 posts in 5 different categories. So if you have a notebook, I want you to literally just put 1 and then 6 bullet points underneath it, 2 and then 6 bullet points underneath it, and do the same thing for 5. I don't even think you guys can see that. Okay. See, like just super simple. Handwriting doesn't even have to look good like mine does. Just write 5 different times. Now, at each of the numbers, I'm going to give you a different type of a topic. So the first one is quotes. So number 1, you're just writing down quotes. And whenever you all have some spare time, you're going to then use those bullets that's under quotes to write down 6 different quotes that relate to your space. So home is where the heart is. It could be, you can literally just Google quotes about finding a new home, or quotes about realty, or quotes about being a homeowner. And you're going to then write down all 6 of those quotes underneath there. The next type is behind the scenes. So number 2, behind the scenes. Now with behind the scenes, These are pictures that really do not need to be in a template. Okay, like these are very simple pictures. This could be a picture of you at your computer. This could be a picture of you with the client doing a closing. This could be a picture of you touring a house. It could be a picture of a house newly coming on the market and you discovering it. It might even be a video of you riding through a neighborhood. These are all behind the scenes pictures that would show your audience some inside look at something that you do throughout your day. Now, as far as quotes, I want to kind of go back. For quotes, these should always be branded templates. And by branded templates, I mean you going inside of Canva and you using your set colors and your set fonts and writing out that quote. If you didn't say the quote, of course, you can put the name of the person that said it, but some kind of way being creative in that. When you go inside of Canva templates, you can even type in Instagram post quotes, and it'll give you some templates of different types of quote templates that you can use. Now, ideally, you want, especially with these quotes, it to be something that your audience can relate to and is going to want to share. So that's the point of it. You want them to share it with other people to draw attention right back to your page. So we've got quotes, we have behind the scenes. The next one is a tip or some type of a hack. This one is the most important out of all of the ones that I'm telling you. And I know you're gonna be like, well, my products are the most important. No. You providing them with direct help or solving a direct problem for them is going to be the most valuable thing you do. This is going to lead to you more leads of people wanting to work with you. This is also going to lead to more times that they save your post, which tells Instagram it's valuable content and you go through the roof in the algorithm. Or it also allows them to share with other people, and then you got more potential clients looking on your page. So those types of tips or hacks can be maybe a tip to being able to save money on their down payment. Maybe it is information about programs that assist with down payments. It might be questions that they should ask when they're looking for a new home. Any type of way that you can inform them about the process or give them some additional information or some value that they can use even outside of you is going to make a great post. So you're gonna write down 6 of those different tips or possible hacks that you can offer them. Now, number 4, so you got tips and hacks, you have the behind the scenes, you have quotes. For number 4, what you're going to focus on is any type of news or industry related information. So did a new bill comes out that affects them? Did new information come out on the market? Is there a current trend happening that they should possibly be aware of? As the seasons change, is there some decor type of tips that you have? Nothing gets people excited about looking at a new home more than that idea of how they're going to decorate it. So making sure that you're even adding some things like that into it. And again, you're going to do then 6 of those. Okay? Someone's going to call that one like industry news or updates, relevant information as far as that. Last but not least, you are going to highlight your individual products or services. Okay? So what do you specifically offer? Now, you're going to do 6 posts in this, but I want you within a month's time, only focus on your page on 3 things. Now, if somebody direct messages you and asks you about things that you offer, you can give them a longer list, but on your page, only promote 3 things within a 30-day span. And the biggest reason for that is the average person needs to see the same type of product or service up to 7 times before they're looking to buy it. The more things you post on your page, it just overwhelms people. We all do it ourselves. We are very indecisive. So it's very hard when we see multiple things like, oh, well, what service do I do? If you offer consultations, if you offer discovery calls, if you offer, I don't know, audits of their statements, whatever it is that you offer, I want you to pick 3 of them within that 30-day span and highlight a different one each of those 6 times. So essentially, you're going to be highlighting the same one twice within that month. Make sense?
Yep.
So once you have mapped out all of these, you have 30 days of content. You got all 30 days of your content. And now you're going to take that information and go right back into Canva. But if you are using your phone, there's another app that I want to give you. It's called Over. And you'll know it's Over because it just has a yellow circle or a yellow O, I guess. And you can use that app right from your phone and you can do just the same thing. You can do the text, you can upload it into there as well as the colors. And keep it as simple as possible. Like, make sure that you are simplifying this for yourself. It doesn't have to be elaborate with all types of designs and things like that. Keep it simple. Just focus on the text and the colors. And then build out each of these different posts. Now, do not do Monday through Friday as quotes. And then the next week, you're going to do Monday through, like, don't do that. Mix them up. Make them very random. Quotes one day, then behind the scenes, and then tips, and then industry, okay? Know that you can do these, any of these posts that you create, whether it's a quote, behind the scenes, or whatever, you can either make it a video or a picture. So you might do a behind the scenes video, or you might talk out your quote, or you might talk about some industry news in a video instead of doing it as a post. I'm sorry, I should say 3 different ones. A picture, a post that you've created through your templates, or a video. So that's the content aspect of it, okay? So those things keep your audience engaged. You don't want to have a bunch of stock photos. You want to make sure that it's real images. You want to make sure that these are real aspects of your day-to-day. And so all of those will allow you to have content that not only engages your audience, it allows them to see that you are authentic. Now, the biggest question that we often get about social media is, what if my following small? Like, how do I get sales if I have a small following? And now this is a space. Now, real estate is not my space, okay? Not at all. But this is a space that I know very, very well. Our following is still not huge, but we make more per week than we have per follower. And that is just strictly off of Instagram. And the reason is because you will find you can be so much more effective with 100 buyers than thousands of people that are just on your page to engage. It is very easy. It makes it a lot easier, even especially with the way that Instagram's algorithm is. And I know we hear this all the time, like, oh, this algorithm does this to us, and it's not really something that's good for us. That's false. All it does is watches your behavior. It's based off of machine technology that just watches the trends that are happening on your page and pairs it with other people on your page and only 100 followers. That's going to be just as effective as somebody that has millions and 100 engaged people, okay? You're going to be seeing just so with that, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are persistently, all right? And in that you're following up with them and you're actually looking to make a sale. yes, you are going to have to sell what you are offering. I know, I know. It seems like this taboo idea. I see a million posts that says, "Oh, I can't stand when people sound salesy." Cool. If anybody doesn't like to be sold to on our page, I want them to leave. My goal is to sell you a product or a service. And if they're on there and they don't like you selling them a product or a service, they weren't going to be a customer anyway. You should be very fine with them unfollowing you. So, with that being said, some ways that you are going to do that. The first is your direct messages. Direct messages are key. When you are posting something, a lot of times, majority of your audience, I think it's something like 90% of your audience, people that are following you, do not see every one of your posts. So when you post something, do not be shy about sending it directly to people's direct messages. Now, don't do this every day, but it's quite all right to do this once a week. And so even if you have 150 followers and you're only sending it to 50 people per day, you could alternate through that throughout the week. Now, the way that you do that is when you put up a post, if you all have your phones, you can kind of look to them. And when you go on your phone, I want you to go to your Instagram page and click on the last post that you put up. And when you get to that last post you put up, there is an icon, the third one, and it looks like a paper airplane. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but click on that. And when you click on that, it should pull up a list of people. You see how it pulled up the people that you're following or your followers? Now, all you're going to do is you can begin to select those people. And then on the bottom, it allows you to write a message. And in that message, you can say something like, "Hey, you don't want to miss this." So if it's a behind the scenes thing, "Hey, I was in this neighborhood earlier. Have you ever been there? Did you see this?" If it's a quote, "Just wanted to send you some encouragement today." If it is a product or a service that you're highlighting, messaging them and saying, "Hey, I think this would be a good fit for you. Have you tried this? Or did you know that we offered this?" And then you can send it out to them, and it doesn't come to them as a mass message. It goes to each person individually. This is a great way to connect with them. Anytime that you are posting or engaging with your audience like this allows for a great conversation piece. Another great time to direct message people is when they first follow you. If someone was to walk up to you in real life and say, "Hey, I'm interested in what you're doing," I can guarantee you would not turn around and keep going about your day. For some reason, we do this on social media all the time, and it is very, very weird. Someone follows you on social media, they've just said, "Hey, I'm kind of interested in what you do." And for whatever reason, we just go back to posting and just go back to normal stuff, like if they didn't just come and speak. So to not be rude to people who have entered the room, speak to them. So go in there, direct message, and send them a message and say, "Hey, thanks for following." Now, when you do this, I'm going to show you how to simplify this message. Do not make this a long story. Don't tell them about how long you've been in business. They don't care, okay? They don't care. Don't tell them about what your hopes are for them to get from your page. All you're going to do is you're going to give them a greeting. You're going to give them one sentence of what you do. One sentence, that's it. And then you're going to ask them a question. Okay? So an example could be, "Hey, thanks for following me. I turn ideas into action steps. How can I support you today?" Or, "In what area of your business can I assist?" So for you all, it could be something along the lines of, "Are you looking for a new home? Do you have any real estate questions?" Any of those things, you want to ask a question. Now, the reason you want to ask a question is you want to give them a reason to respond back to you. Now, does that mean that everybody will respond? Absolutely not. But more so than not, you will find you are able to connect with them and build some genuine conversations and relationships with them that will eventually begin to blossom into them becoming a customer. And sometimes even a customer right then. Some people might be on there like, oh, hey, somebody actually told me about you. Yes, I'm in a search for a new home. Because you'd be surprised, and I want you to just think about that. If I'm looking for a real estate agent and I've gone through Instagram and I've now followed 20 of them, I'm more likely to roll with the person who followed up with me and said hi. Forget what the page looks like, forget the following and everything else. I want to work with them because they communicate. So just that one little touch is going to help so much with your sales. Now, again, time is a thing I know little about, okay? So because of that, you want to make sure that you have some preset messages. And sorry if you hear this strange noise in the background. My dog is doing something very weird by the window. He sees another dog and he's losing it. So I apologize. So when you are on your Instagram, again, we're going to go to our direct messages. And I want you to go like you are about to send a direct message, okay? And if you go into there, like you're going to click on a new direct message, and you're going to open it up. You see how it's open and it's in the message part, like I'm about to start to text? You're going to go to this addition sign, and I want you to click on that. And once you click on that, there's another button that looks like a talking bubble. Like a little, looks like a little speech bubble, and it has 3 dots in it. This is called quick replies. This allows you to preset messages that you want to direct message people. So you're going to use this to create one for new followers. If you have a certain promotion or a certain thing that you talk about often, you can create that inside of there as well. And so now, once you've created that, when you go into your direct message, all you have to do is hit that addition symbol, that quick replies button, and type on, click that message, and it'll automatically populate that preset message that you have for those new followers. So you're not trying to retype it every single time that you get someone.
Are you getting it again?
Oh, no worries. So you're going to go inside of your direct message, okay? But you have to go into an actual message to someone. So if you guys can see it, you're going to go in like you're in a message to someone, and then you're going to push this button, this little addition button, and then you're going to click on this one right here.
I don't have that.
You don't have it? All right, let's see. Is your page a business page?
Oh, I got to change it to a business page.
Change it to a business page just in case.
Okay.
If you still have some issues with changing it to a business page, please reach out and let me know. Okay. But everyone should be able to have it. Does everybody else see it? Okay. All right, perfect. And so you're going to put your quick replies right inside of there, and then you can send them out automatically. Or send them out once you click on it. It's already going to be preset. Another thing that you want to do is, let's say it's someone that you are interested in working with, right? So you should be, just like you want people to come to you, you should be coming to people. And so we're going to get into hashtags in a second, but when you're using hashtags, look at those hashtags yourself and go to those different profiles. And it might be someone that's saying, I really would love to find a house that's in X, Y, and Z area. Okay? Direct message them and reach out to them and start to build that connection and offer your services to be able to work with them. Make sure that you're doing just as much outreach as you're doing the intake on your social media. You have to be able to engage with people. And once you begin to engage with them, and I'm kind of going to take it a step back and go back to even the content. When you put up a post, you want to make sure that that post has a caption. That caption should be 3 parts. The first line is your attention grabber. This should be something that gets their attention and makes them want to keep reading. The second part of it is describing what in the world you're talking about on the post. The last part is your call to action. Now that they've gotten this information, what do you want them to do? So even your posts that are not specifically a product highlight or a service highlight, you still should be giving them a call to action, pushing them towards one of those products or services that you offer. So for example, if I do a behind the scenes of me going through a neighborhood and I use my attention grabber, I've got my description of it, my call to action might be to find a home in the neighborhood of your dreams, book a consultation with me today using the link in my bio. Okay? Whatever it is that you post, it should always have those 3 parts. Even if the post is very lengthy, because there's nothing wrong with having a lengthy caption, still make sure that you are ending it with your call to action. And then you want to make sure that you are adding to it hashtags. Now, there are a lot of different views on hashtags. But a view that I have stuck to for the longest, and I stand by, regardless, and anyone that's used our hashtags can attest to this, is I always recommend 30 intentional hashtags. Okay? Instagram allows for you to use 30. And some people say, well, you just use 15, just use 20. If somebody offered me 30 lottery tickets, I'm taking all 30. Okay? I don't know which ones might work, but I'd rather take my chances with 30 than 15 or 20 or anything else. So you're going to do 30. Now, the way that you protect yourself from things like shadow banning or a lot of spam that could result in your page being reported, which is why people get scared of using 30 hashtags, is you check the hashtags out first and don't do it through a generator. It's really not that, it's not that complex. It's not really hard. Check them out first. And by checking them out first, this is all you're going to do. You're going to go to your Instagram and you're going to go to your search bar. So you know how you're on the home page, or not the home page, you go to the search page and you click on the search bar. I don't know if it works. Okay. You click on the search bar, and when you click on the search bar, you're going to type in that hashtag that you want to use. And you're going to see if it's actually a functioning hashtag. So if you type in Cleveland homes, and then you're going to select tags, and you're going to see some hashtags pop up. That particular hashtag doesn't really have anything relevant with it, so now I know I don't want to use that. Wait, let me see. I think I did wrong. Yep, it does have some. I typed something wrong. So Cleveland homes, perfect example. Cleveland homes has 9.2 thousand posts. I'm going to click on it, and it's going to show me some different posts that have already popped up under Cleveland homes. So I can write that down as maybe this is a hashtag that I want to use. But this allows you to see if the hashtags actually work or not, instead of picking one that gets flagged by Instagram. Now, the type of hashtags that you want to post, I do these like buckets, just like I did the content. Buckets work for me. Hopefully they work for you too. So the first one is your branded hashtags. You should create hashtags that are custom to you. Of course, you don't have to search these because you're the only one that are going to be using them, right? Like, so for example, conscious consulting, I use the word idea starter a lot. It starts with an idea. our tagline. So those are things that I'm going to post all of the time with that hashtag. So you want to have 5 branded hashtags. Then you want to have 5 hashtags that are what I call bait. Hashtags that have nothing to do with what you're posting, but attracts the same type of people. So credit repair is something that works great for you all, because 9 times out of 10, if someone's trying to fix their credit, they want to buy a house. Things that have to do with new car, again, same type of scenario. Family types of things, so newlyweds, those are also, like, all of these are spaces that don't exactly relate to what you're posting, but it'll attract the same audience. Okay? So it might be a post like honeymoon ideas. And you'll find that people that are looking for those things are in a space where they might be looking for a new home. The other 5 that you want to do is you want it to be things that are trending or relevant to happening right now. These are the ones that you want to be very careful in making sure that you search them first, because sometimes, especially during election season, Instagram closes off posts that are talking about certain things that they feel might be politically charged. Okay? So it could be World Series 2020 or whatever event is happening in the world, you can use those posts as well. Another type of hashtags you're going to do are those that are actually describing what you're posting. So hashtags, and these are the ones that we use the most often, hashtags that are very specific to what it is that you just posted, like the things that describe what you posted. You also want to have location-specific hashtags, especially for you all. You're in an industry that is really dependent on your location. So having hashtags that are related to your location. You can do 5 or 10, like 5 through 10 of these, because you all have, because it's such a benefit for your industry, I would even recommend doing up to 10 of these that are location specific. Now, that does not mean just doing Cleveland, Ohio, 216. Also do things like, it could be Cleveland nurses. It could be Cleveland doctors. It could, like, anything. These are still location specific ones. But it'll allow you to be in front of people that are in your area that identify with something else as well. Now, it doesn't matter if you put this in your caption or in your comments, but I prefer to put the hashtags in my comments so that it doesn't clutter up my caption. Any questions so far, especially about the hashtags? All right, now I know with Instagram, there's all these new things, like it's IGTV, and then you got Insta Story, and then now you got Insta Reels. Trust me, I'm losing my mind over here. Thank God for this 7-year-old who's able to work my phone, because he has been creative director behind everything on our page here lately. But there's a lot, and it gets very overwhelming. So to simplify it, I have come up with 3 things that you guys are going to post on each of those that are going to start to help, okay? So for Insta Stories, this is where, and a lot of people brand their Insta Story, and later on down the road, that is a suggestion that I have. But for right now, to get started, if you aren't doing Insta Stories, just do behind the scenes and just conversations with your audience, okay? Insta Stories are a great place to be able to be informal. Not too informal, but you can be informal with your audience. Insta Stories are designed for your audience. These are people who already follow you. it's very rare that someone that doesn't follow you will ever see your Insta story. So think about this as like that exclusive content that you can talk to them about. Now, as far as Insta Reels, okay, these are very short clips that Instagram has created for you. If you are looking to do an Insta Reel, do not, learning by experience, don't just hop on there and try and do it. It's going to frustrate you. It's going to get overwhelming. Okay? Write down something that you want to cover and create a very simple 3-part way that you're going to deliver that information. Insta Reels are for tips and information that's very quick and will attract people to your page, because more so than people that are following you, more people are going to see your reels that are not following you. So you want to look at your reels as bait for new people to come in.
Quick question.
Instagram.
Is there excuse my background, sorry that it's
Oh, you're
dark.
fine.
Is there an optimal length for a video or Instagram post?
Is there a what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Is there an optimal length for the video on Instagram?
In regards to doing the Instagram reels, or just in general?
Between the three of them, like you got Instagram TV, you got Insta Reel, and you got actual Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you do a longer post, is it better to put it on one or the other, or?
That's a great question. So it depends on the purpose of it. Okay, so the Instagram TV is for your longer posts. Instagram TV allows for you to have a video that's longer content. For your page, those are things that are 60 seconds or less. Okay. As far as priority level, the 60-second or less videos on your page should be your top priority, because your page is going to serve as your catalog, right? That's where people go to be able to learn about you. Second priority right now, the way the Instagram is set up, is going to be those reels, because that is going to be how you're going to attract new people to your page. Now, reels are very short. Those are, I think they're 15 seconds. They're either 15 seconds or 30 seconds. They're very, very short. So if you have a tip or a thing that you want to get out very quick, reels are perfect for that, and it attracts new people to your page. As far as your Insta story, this is just keeping you relevant in front of your following. Because a lot of times, keep in mind, they haven't seen the things that you posted on your page. So always repost those things into your story and use your story to kind of reinforce the things that you're talking about on your page. You do not have to worry about posting 3 times a day, okay? It's not something you need to worry about. I suggest 1 post per day. Instagram is looking for consistency. That's it. So if you do start to post 3 times a day, guess what? You need to keep it up and always post 3 times a day, or you're going to see a drop in your engagement. 1 time a day is pretty manageable, especially because you guys are going to use that information I gave you before to pre-create your content. And if you need to pre-schedule it, there's apps like Plan, Plann, and Planoly, Planoly. Those apps allow you to pre-schedule your content. And you can even use them to kind of move things around and see what they would look like on your page. Now, I know you guys have gotten a lot of information about all of the different aspects, but the biggest thing that I want you guys to take away from it is post regularly, give information that they can use right away, and actually be social, okay? Doing those things are going to drive the traffic right back. And the more information that you give out, the more likely people are going to reach out to you and want to work with you. That doesn't mean share everything, but you want to share just enough. Okay? So all of those things together help you to be able to build out a stronger platform, and it'll start to convert those individuals. So let's talk about the actual sales process. Now you all are way better at this. This is your field. Like you guys, the closing is what y'all do. This is why you're on here. You want to take that same energy, especially in those direct messages. So having those conversations, listening to what it is that they need, providing them with the information, and then directing them to whatever your next step is for them to be able to work with you. A part that I didn't highlight, but I definitely want you also to include in your content, in your stories, and even maybe as an icon that you use for your highlights, your reviews and testimonials. As much as possible, talk about the people that you've worked with and reshare when they talk about you. And I'm going to open up and be able to answer some questions, or if you guys, I know I gave you a lot of information. There's a part that you need some additional clarity on, or anything else that you would like for me to cover, feel free to hop right on.
Charlotte, could you, how important is it for video to be part of their marketing plan?
Oh, okay, this is a good one. So in full transparency, I was never posting videos before. And she actually was the first client to be like, you always tell us that we should do videos, but your parents don't have no videos. You should start doing video content. And so I had to put my money where my mouth was and start doing videos. So yes. Video is not only, it is extremely, extremely important. And it's one of those things where I've always known it's important. Like, I'm sure you all know it's important, but we opt out of it because we don't like being on video. And it costs you so much money. You lose out and you leave so much money on the table because you're not able to put out those videos. Especially in your world where, and I think it's the same way with consulting. There's so many people that do what you do, right? The thing that's going to set you apart is your personality, is people's ability to be able to relate and connect to you. And a post doesn't do that. A video really allows for them to get to know you and to start to build that level of trust with you. So videos are very important, and they just convert higher on Instagram. People are more likely to click and watch a video to get the information than to go through the post and read it. So yes, video content is super important, and you can split it up. Like if you do a video, like one of the things that I would even encourage if you're first getting into it is do a video and then chop it into pieces. Mm-hmm. So you can use that same video and then do different 60-second segments and then use that to roll it out. Just like you already have those buckets of different things that you're going to talk about in your content, choose some of those to be your actual videos. Like choose 10 out of all of the ones that you've picked to be an actual video that you do and put it out there. Your lighting doesn't have to be perfect. Your background doesn't need to be perfect. You can do a video like, one a perfect example, James, I'm gonna use you as an example. You can do a video in the car. Those work really, really well. Those get a lot of high engagement. You know why? Because everybody is in their car. Everybody knows that that's when they're making their phone calls. That's when they're scheduling things. When you are on the go, that's perfect. And it also shows your audience that you are working. Like you're working. If you're in front of a house and you're finishing a showing or whatever, and you're on your video, that's going to do so much better than just your audience seeing a floral background and all of these perfect aesthetics. You're at home. I want somebody that's actually out working, that's doing something. So you want to definitely engage with them in video. It is a great, great way to be able to connect with your audience and build that trust and to be able to convert. So yes, that's a good one.
I have one more question about how important is the quality of pictures that people post. sometimes, so in real estate, we take a lot of pictures, right? We're taking pictures of kitchens, bathrooms, but I always see the top of the roof, if it's a front, the top of the roof cut off, or it's not centered. How important is it to be a good quality photo?
It is extremely, extremely important. And as with anything else, take some time to perfect your craft. Practice in your own house. So look up different things. Like there's all types of tips and information online about natural lighting looks better, or what types of pictures people want to see, what types of angles people prefer. Take some time to really look into those things and make sure that you are putting out high quality pictures. Even if they're from your cell phone, our cell phones take incredible pictures, incredible pictures. And so you want to definitely invest the time and energy in making sure that your pictures look great, because that is going to help and make your page look good. It's going to give a consistent look, and people are more likely to actually click on it and see what you're doing if it looks like that. It could be the prettiest house in the world, but if the lighting is bad and your picture, like you just said, is off-centered or not really showing the full scope of it, or it's got construction parts on one side, and they're not going to be interested. You want to think about what are the pictures that you're attracted to. One of the best ways is even if you take some time and look on Pinterest at the different homes and how they have it. Like, what are the things that you really liked about those pictures? And then be able to go and duplicate that in the ones that you are offering on your page.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? Okay. So how can they connect with you? Or is there, if they need some help? I know at one point you were helping with even hashtags. I don't know if you're still doing that.
Yep, so we are. So the best way to get into contact with us is on our Instagram. Our Instagram handle is @ConsciousConsulting, and I'll drop it inside of the chat. And now, one of the things that we do with Conscious Consulting, one of the best ways to reconnect for assistance is we just recently in April rolled out our Idea Starter membership. And so what it is it's a $27 per month, no contract subscription, very similar to like a Netflix model. And what it provides you with is unlimited access to every ebook we've ever created, all of our trainings and replays, as well as every month we do individual, we have individuals that come on and do trainings about specific areas in business. So like we have attorneys that have come on there, accountants, individuals, even a therapist is coming. I don't know about you all, but that's definitely an area in business that is overlooked and it gets very stressful. So we've got a lot of different specialists that come on, and we keep all of those recordings and they're available inside of the membership. The hashtags are also a thing that we do for members. So any type of general business questions that individuals have, they can reach out to our help desk on the membership and get that support. Like, hey, am I pricing this right? Can you take a look at this? What do you think about this idea? What hashtag should I be using for my post? All of those questions can be asked right inside of our help desk, and then we answer those for free and be able to provide guidance. If it's something that's outside of our scope, like what should I do with our contracts? We don't personally touch contracts. We then bring on a specialist to have them be one of our featured conversations or direct them to content that we might have in the past that's for that particular industry. So for information about the membership, you can find it either on our social media or it has its own website, and that website is myideastarter.com, and that'll give you information about the membership and how to be able to access it, as well as some reviews and feedback from some of our current members.
All right, there you guys have it. She has done a great job for me. I know she'll do a great job for you. So please reach out to her if you have additional questions. If you are serious about building your Instagram, sometimes you just need help. When I started working with her, one of my things was I wanted to have a more consistent looking brand. you know, and so she helped me do that and start looking at it a little deeper, making sure, like she said, using the same fonts over and over again, because I would just pick whatever font I thought was cute that day. And
Yeah.
it does make a difference when you use the same fonts over and over again, and then every so often do a splash of something else. It stands out.
Yeah.
So, and there's so many aspects of it, you know, even when you talk about the story, she didn't really even dive into stories. Like when you go through other people's pages, I mean, the pictures that come through there, I'm just upset because it looks so good and they disappear. But you put so much work into it, and it's like, shoot,
Yeah.
it look good.
Yeah, there's a lot of aspects to Instagram. And I know that can also make it very overwhelming. But the biggest thing is just consistently getting in there and building out those relationships are key. And it's going to take some work, but it definitely has a lot of benefits to it because it allows you to be able to engage with your audience in a whole new way as we add more consistent posts. Okay, so this is a great question. As we add more consistent posts, should we delete the old ones that don't match it? No. I know a lot of people that like to delete it because they want that fresh look. I get it. If your OCD goes too crazy over it, you got to delete it. I understand, but I recommend that you leave it because people love to see growth. If you scroll back far enough, you will see my original posts. They are horrible. If you're ever having a bad day and not feeling confident in your content, scroll on down. Check out what I was doing back in 2015. You will have a good laugh. Okay, then make sure you scroll up because it's a lot of growth. I want you to see the full growth. But it helps people to be able to see the journey of it. And that in itself adds to your credibility. It doesn't look like you just fell out of nowhere. And now your page is like that. Now, some people wipe out their page very often every time they change their aesthetics. That's a whole nother strategy. My personal suggestion is that you leave it and you continue to grow from it.
I do have one more question. It's not specific to just Instagram, but with there being so many social media, there's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and it could get overwhelming for a lot of people. So if they were going to do 2 or 3, which platforms, or if they were just going to focus on one, which one would it be? Would it be Instagram? And then if they are a little bit more savvy, which 2 or 3?
So Instagram, see, the hard part is all of these social media networks work differently, okay? Instagram and Facebook, I'm going to use those as an example. Instagram and Facebook are owned by the same company, right? They're both owned by Facebook, but they operate very different in that Facebook connects you to people you're already connected with. Instagram is great for new people. So if you're looking to build your clientele, Instagram. For individuals that are in real estate, the second one I suggest outside of Instagram is actually Pinterest. Pinterest converts at a high, and I know y'all looking at me like, nah, she crazy. I know. I should have stopped while I was ahead.
That I wasn't even ready for.
I know. I should have stopped while I was ahead. Y'all was rocking with me for a second, but Pinterest converts. Think about it. Anytime you type in bedroom ideas or new home, whatever you type in, Pinterest pops up. Yeah. And the reason that Pinterest converts is because when someone clicks on something on Pinterest, it doesn't take them back to a gallery of posts like it does on your page. It takes them to a website. You might click on Pinterest and you click on a post, the next thing you know, you're in Sally Sue's cart. That is the goal. Pinterest converts higher, and the average user on Pinterest makes more than $60,000 a year. That is higher than most platforms outside of LinkedIn. So because of that, Pinterest is a great platform. That's a whole nother spill. Again, shameless plug for the Idea Starter membership, because there's some trainings on Pinterest on
I
there.
was about to ask, do you have training on that?
There's some trainings on Pinterest right on there. But Pinterest is a search engine. That's like the gist of it. Pinterest works as a search engine. And you are more likely to go viral on Pinterest than any other platform, not having any followers. So if I had to recommend the top two for you all in your industry, Instagram and Pinterest. Now, Facebook is something that I don't want you to sleep on either, because Facebook is the best place to run an ad. Do not boost a post on Instagram. It's going to make you frustrated. If you've already done it, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't really help as much as you think it'll help, because most people don't know how to successfully do one. But Facebook is a great place for ads. That is where I suggest, if you're going to run your first ad, and when you're ready to run an ad, run it on Facebook, but make sure that you have the budget to do at least $20 a day and run it for 30 days straight. And you don't want to focus on getting it to a lot of people. You want that same ad to target a small multiple times. So narrow it down to at least 3 zip codes. Okay. So those are the platforms that I suggest. Again, they all do different purposes. Instagram is great to be able to share content, build relationships, and gain new people. Pinterest is great to be able to share some tips and tools and to attract more internet clients from all over. So especially if you're offering services that would benefit people from all over, you want to definitely look at Pinterest. And outside of that, the other platforms that can come in handy are things like LinkedIn, of course, depending on the type of clientele that you have. The biggest thing you want to consider is, who is that ideal home owner? Like, who is that person? I don't want to call them a homeowner. Yes, home buyer. Who is that ideal person, and what does it look like for you? Are they a first-time person that's buying a home? Are they younger? Is this someone that is older? Like, what do they look like? What's their age? What's their race? What are their demographics? What's their income like? And then use that to determine what platform are they most likely on the most, because that'll help to really be able to drive your priorities. But definitely start with one, master one, and then start to introduce the other ones.
Perfect.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you all tonight. If you guys think of other questions, if you're a processor like myself and you're like, wait a minute, I should have asked this, do not hesitate to direct message us on Conscious Consulting on Instagram and let us know so that we can be able to assist. And Andrea, as always, thank you so much for having me. This was absolutely incredible. If you guys think of any other questions, reach out and let us know.
Well, thank you guys. There you have it. I hope you found this to be beneficial to you guys. And like you said, please reach out to her. She will definitely get your page all together. So I know it's getting late here, so I want to wish you all have a happy evening. Relax, take it easy, process what she just said, and thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.